I'm going to begin stitching my border, which is a bound cross border, by anchoring with an away knot. I'll be covering this tail as I make my bound crosses. I'm going to leave it on top of the canvas. I've marked the upper left corner of my project. This is 2 inches from the top edge and 2 inches from the left edge, and I'm going to use this position to count from. My first stitch is going to be 4 canvas threads to the right and 3 canvas threads down. And I'm going to bring the needle up here. So I'm going to take this big needle out. I don't need it anymore. And now I'm ready to begin stitching my bound crosses. A bound cross is a good border stitch. You make 3 parallel diagonal stitches, and then you're going to cross it with 3 parallel diagonal stitches in the other direction. It's an easy stitch to count and makes a very nice flattish border. It's got some texture to it, but not a great deal like a Rhodes stitch would have. Okay, so here's my first bound cross, and now I'm going to stitch right beside it in the exact same order that I did. With a bound cross, you can do one of 2 different things. You can cross all of the stitches the same way as I'm going to do for this project, or you can alternate the top, the crossing, so that it looks more like a reverse Scotch stitch. Now for this project, I'm going to do it all the same, because that will make my nice flattish border. This particular project actually has 2 borders. It has an exterior border that will have 18 bound crosses on each side, and then there will be an interior border with 10 bound crosses on each side. So I'm going to continue working, stitching my bound crosses, making sure that I stitch in the same order until I have 18 on each side of my project. And then I'll stitch the interior borders the exact same way. They just will not, the interior border will not cover as much ground. To end my threads, I will weave through on the back. There will be enough coverage on the back to securely weave the ends in. So I'll continue working on this, and then I'll come back and show you the next step.